Hi, Andy Lockwood, College Planning Guru. Today's video is on admissions rates. So I'm recording this in April 2014, and a lot of the preliminary results have come in terms of people getting into colleges. And like last year and like the year before, the admissions rates continue to drop. But what I want to talk about is not so much the rates that are published, but I wanted to speak about the real admissions rates. And just as a warning or a little disclaimer, what I'm going to say in this video is a little controversial. If you have a thin skin, I advise you to stop watching this video because you may take this the wrong way. So, assuming you're still with me, let me make my comments. So, when Stanford and Harvard and all these schools, announced that they have even lower rates than before, like beneath 5% in some cases, or 10% or 15%, whatever the rate is, what you have to keep in mind is that at most of these private colleges and even some public schools, the rates of admissions differ. And what I mean by that is the following. So, in any given one of these schools, approximately 2/3, or even by some estimates as much as 80% of the class is admitted for non-academic reasons. So what I mean by that is people who are admitted because they are ethnic minorities, international students, legacies, athletes, musicians. They are very, very wealthy, and what the admissions office calls development cases, likely to continue to fund the colleges by way of gifts, back to those college endowments. Those types of considerations, those comprise at least 2/3 of any given class. So in other words, if you're applying to a college where the admissions rate is 10%, and you are not one of those special categories, you are a plain old white guy or a plain old white girl. And by the way, I'm not saying this to offend white people. As a matter of fact, I happen to be friends with many Caucasian persuasion type folks, and So anyway, so if you are in that category, your admissions rate is not 15%. It might be 7%. It's much, much harder to get in. I have a lot of kids say to me, "Oh, it's not fair because my grades are higher, and I know that guy who got into all 8 Ivy schools, and my SATs were better than his, and all that." Look, that's not the point. The point is that number one, who said anything about fair? And number two, colleges can do whatever they want. They don't owe it to you to let you in because you have great grades. So what you need to do is understand that. So that's a little harsh dose of reality for many people. But now, what you do with that information? That's where this gets, potentially that's where the opportunity lies. So here's what you need to do. You need to go ahead, and if you are a sophomore or a junior, you need to make yourself an interesting, attractive candidate. You need to learn how to market yourself. You need to explain to these colleges that you are atypical, because you might be one of several thousand people with the same grades and scores, and you might be a plain old white person, or whatever the equivalent is. But you need to then say, look, this is why you should take me. Here's why I'm different. Here's why I am atypical. So if you want some more information, check out my website, collegeplanningguru.com. If you click on the link for admissions, you can watch a webinar called Game of Admissions, which I recorded last year. And at some point I'll update it, but it's still very, very relevant, and it'll lay out a blueprint for you to multiply your chances of admission to some of the best colleges in the country. Thanks a lot for watching.